So I think I finally found a good alternative to Gamma. Gamma, I feel these days looks a lot like AI slop. In the beginning, it was fine. It was like so nice to just go from this idea to have a slide deck. But now everybody uses it, and it just looks like, I don't know, like 2023 AI, not 2026 AI. And then the other problem with it is I'll spend all this time inside Claude, kind of wrestling with the idea and coming up with the title and what I want each slide to be about. And then I'll take that information, put it inside Gamma, and then it completely misses the mark. And I've long looked for a way to just do this stuff inside Claude. And I finally figured out a way to just enable this setting inside Claude so I can make the entire deck inside Claude and then get a shareable link that gets sent to a bunch of people and then track when they open it. So let me show you how to get that set up. It only takes like 30 seconds. So first thing you're going to need is a paid Claude subscription, because right now the only way to set up custom connectors inside Claude is with a paid subscription. And then you're going to go to connectors and click manage connectors, and then click on the plus button here and click add custom connector and just give it a name. I'll call it send. And you want to paste this URL in, which is https://www.send.co/mcp. And that's it. So go ahead and do that, and then make sure you hit connect and approve. And then that's it. So now I'll say, like, whenever I'm making a document now, I could do like, make a document about the founding story of the company NVIDIA. And whenever you want to use send, just make sure you have the send connector enabled there. Once you enable it once, it's pretty much set and ready to go. But all you have to say is using send, and then hit enter. And then the first time you do this, it'll ask you to approve this tool, which is totally fine. And usually you have to wait like a minute or two for the document to come together, but it's actually pretty crazy how good this is. I highly recommend using Opus for this instead of Sonnet. Both are pretty good, and Sonnet is a little bit faster sometimes, but the quality of design you get from using Claude Opus is just next level. Like, I've paid professional designers in the past to make decks, and to be honest, I feel like the Opus quality versions are even better. And the other thing I recommend doing is, like, when you make these decks, you don't have to keep it static. Like, oftentimes I'll be like, hey, add an interactive component there, add like a bar chart there, add a graph there, make this part, and split it into a bunch of sections and use tabs there so people can interact with it. And there's just so much more you could do when you deliver everything over a web page through a link like this than you would be able to just like with a static PDF. And then here we go. Here's my link. So I'll give you an idea of what that looks like. So, I mean, this is just so nice. Like, it captured all of the colors I wanted, and it just laid everything out so beautifully. And then sometimes what I like to do is enable capturing emails on this. So go to Gate and then just capture an email address. But it's pretty nice. So, like, if you ever want to make edits here, you just say, like, change the theme of the page to be red. So this is also nice because the other problem I found with Gamma and a lot of these like AI slide deck tools is it's nice to go from idea to deck, but then actually editing stuff ends up taking a lot of time. But this is pretty sick. You could just talk to Claude and have it make those changes for you. So here's an example of what that looks like. And now it changed everything to red, which is brilliant. And then, yeah, you could just take that link and start sending it out to a bunch of people. So highly recommend using this instead of using Gamma.